Hello, my Aries friends. This is Kristen Redman, and today we are going to go over the aspects that are going to be making the biggest changes and impacts on you throughout this wonderful year of 2018 coming up. 2018 is a wonderful year of manifesting our desires and manifesting our dreams. It's an 11 year, 11 of course being a master number of manifesting. And you, my Aries friends, are the master of all manifestors. You have a special gift within you, built in you as being a sun sign Aries person, to manifest anything in this world that you think of. Your thoughts create reality better than any other sign. And whether that's good or bad, right, you bring that in. You have that capacity more so than any other sign. And this is a year where that really comes in to focus. But the thing is, this year, your planet, I think one of the most major things that's going to happen for you in 2018 is that your ruling planet Mars, the warrior Mars, retrogrades, and it slows you down. My Aries friends that always love to go, go, go. You always have the fire under you. You always start the fire wherever you go. This is a year where that slows down. This is a year where your ruling planet is going to be stuck in the sign of Aquarius for several months out of this year. It's a great placement for it to be, but it's kind of like that last leg of the Uranus transiting through your sign since 2010, and we'll get into that in a minute. But there's been this fire inside of you for the past several years, really pushing you to have the real, true, authentic you emerge. And this is the year where, in this retrograde phase, it's almost like you go into a cocoon to let that real you finally emerge, because you've been working on it for several years, realizing what you don't want, what you do want, and this is the year where it really starts to come out. There's wonderful things coming for you. But this year, the main thing is that the retrograde is having you, instead of spreading your abundant energy that you have everywhere, it has you focused on pinpointing in one particular spot. What do I want to bring the most change to? Where do the new beginnings need to happen the most? They already started last year, but this is the time frame where you really get that going. This is a time to really hone in on those specific areas of life that need that adjustment, that need the healing, and need the transformation. Ultimately, 2018, that is the number one word of 2018, is healing. It's healing of the wounds from the big changes that really started last year. So let's kind of get into that. All right. Now, June 25th to August 26th, that's when that Mars retrograde happens. So that's when the shift is going to happen for you. That's when this Mars is going to get stuck in Aquarius for several months moving forward into that. Now, as it goes through there, and as it goes through that retrograde phase, where it lands in your specific chart is going to indicate where you need to really pinpoint that energy, that specific energy that needs the healing the most. Remember, we talked about that. Maybe you don't need a chart, though. Maybe you know exactly what it is. And if you don't, it's going to make itself abundantly clear in that time frame between June 25th and August 26th, the summer, when that retrograde happens. A lot of looking to the past. And where it's looking to the past is in the Aquarian-themed areas, where you were not able to be the real, true, authentic you. Universe is pushing it out right now. Okay, you are the independent leader of the zodiac. You are chosen to be the leader of the zodiac and in your life for a reason. And this is the time frame it really emerges. Yes, this is going to make itself especially clear as that retrograde Mars passes over a point in the sky, which is known as the North Node. The North Node, or South Node, I'm sorry, the South Node indicates our karmic lessons that we have to learn in this life. So as your ruling planet bounces over that South Node several times in its retrograde phase this year, which doesn't happen very often, as it does that, there's a lot of highlighting what you need to let go of, the karmic things, the lessons that you've learned, and now it's time to release that energy into the universe. There's going to be a lot of that coming through this summer as well, especially in areas where your independence has been snuffed. that area that's so important to you. You need to be you. My Aries friends, you are the ones that carry the fire, and you need to be your true authentic self the most. So this is a year it really begins to emerge, and the leader in you comes out. You're able to blaze those trails and say, I will take charge, and I have the confidence to take charge. This is the year that it really comes to happen. The thing, remember when I said you had that red hot poker stuck in you since 2010? That's a tough one because Uranus is the ruling planet for Aquarius. So that's why I said there's a lot of this energy happening for you. Uranus leaves your sign of Aries, where it's been since 2010. This year it happens in May. Now, like I said, that's all part of that process, trying to get the real you to emerge. But the biggest area that it's going to impact over the next 7 years as Uranus leaves your sign and moves into the sign of Taurus is it's going to make the biggest impact on your finances. It's really trying to bring you some financial freedom. Aries, do you have an excessive amount of debt that you have encountered since 2010 in this process? Okay. The thing is Uranus has transited through your sign over the past 7 years. The shadow side of your sign has also come out too. The shadow side of Aries is impulsiveness, right? I'm going to do what I want when I want because I want it. And when Uranus is going through your sign, that's that red hot poker. I want it now. I want it now. I don't want to wait. I don't want to wait. And that could have created some pretty big issues in a lot of areas, as you can imagine. Now, as Uranus leaves that sign and it moves into Taurus, the stable grounding force of Taurus, it's going to bring a lot of stability to those areas where the impulsiveness got the better over you over the past several years. But the biggest area where that's going to make the impact for you is in finances, money, anything that's tangible, and your health as well. This is going to bring some great things and major changes in terms of career as well. Now, career-wise, the biggest dates that I see happening for you, my Aries friends, are going to be January 8th and 9th and 24th of this year, and then again in April 12th, 26th, and 27th. That's the areas where some major career shifts and changes are going to be happening for you because Saturn is moving into Capricorn. That happened just a couple of weeks ago for us now, but it carries through, and this is huge. This is a 30-year cycle for you where the biggest area that it's trying to bring stability to, because that's what Saturn does, is it moves into that sign of Capricorn. It's trying to bring you stability in your career. It's trying to bring you advancement in your career. This is going to be a year where there's a lot of opportunities for that leader in you to emerge, okay? Because you've been chosen as an Aries to be a leader, whether that's management, whether that's to be an entrepreneur, self-employed. You have the ability, and this is the year you can manifest it to happen. Keep those thoughts positive because the universal energy is behind you to make that happen as well. Now, let's look here. Let's talk about home. Now, home and love for my Aries friends. This is the year that the eclipses bring new beginnings in those areas for you. And the eclipses happen every year. They bring new beginnings. This one happens January 31st, and then the next one happens July 12th, which is kind of a little bit different this year than most other years that are in the February-August cycle normally. So come January 31st, the universe is going to give you a little bit of a wake-up call, and it's going to say, this is what needs to change my family and in my home life to make me a little bit happier. And then come July is when the shift and change is really going to start happening there. That's where the eclipses are trying to bring new beginnings for you. But a lot of these new beginnings are going to emerge from the releasing of childhood traumas from the past. Because this eclipse that happens in July, the one where things actually start to happen, it happens in the sign of Cancer, and it hasn't done that for quite a number of years. And as it does so, it's ready to release old childhood issues that plague you now and impact your family life and home life directly. This is a year that you are able to introspect because of that Mars retrograde phase that you have happening this summer as well. Really go within, face those childhood fears, traumas, incidents, whatever it was, and actually be able to release them and move forward. So that's a very, very healing aspect that's going to be happening for you this year. Because remember, 2018 is the year of healing, major healing coming for those that are brave enough to face those old childhood wounds and heal them. So mostly, like I said, this is going to be a year of personal growth for you because Uranus is leaving your sign. Anytime a planet enters your sign and leaves a sign is when you're going to see the biggest impact that it has on you. So most likely in 2010 is when you felt this increased surge to be liberated and freed from areas of your life that just you felt restricted in. Now that's going to be coming back around again in May as Uranus finally leaves your sign. But this time it's a little bit different because you've learned so many lessons from that push to be freed over the past several years. So this is going to create the change now. This is where the change comes on solid ground because you've come to realize who you are and what you truly want moving forward. But that didn't come easy. That came with a lot of chaos. That came up with a lot of upheaval. That came with a lot of impulse, like we said before as well. But ultimately what it is that it brought a lot of breakthroughs. Those breakthroughs that are still occurring now, understanding and releasing what needs to be released so the real you can emerge. So in terms of birthdays, let's kind of hone in on these birthdays and let me tell you if your birthday falls in this area, this is going to be kind of an area of major focus for you in 2018. So if your birthday is between March 22nd and April 11th, this is a year where Saturn out there, that Saturn that is the one that teaches us the lessons and brings stability in our life. Okay, it's the one that wants to restructure things in our life. It makes a square to your sun. Sun in astrology represents you. Okay, so you got the planet of restriction and lessons making a kind of a tough aspect with you this year. This is a year you have to face a lot of your responsibilities head on. This is a year where maybe you have to take on new responsibilities. Maybe you have to start taking care of a parent. Maybe you need to start picking up more shifts at work because people are depending on you to be that leader. Maybe you need to stand up and strengthen your role at home or in your family. That's something that's really going to come to the forefront for you this year. But another thing that's going to happen too is that Saturn helps us learn how to set boundaries for ourselves and for others. Now, you as an Aries, my friend, remember we talked about this before, you just don't like them boundaries. You don't like to be restricted. You want to be able to jump when you want to jump. And this might be one of the years where you have to learn to rein yourself in at certain times and to set those boundaries properly, which is always a good thing for all of us, right? So that's one of the main things that's going to be happening for you throughout this year. So you may be feeling a little bit more restricted than normal, but ultimately Saturn, even though it restricts us, it brings us wonderful blessings. So you will see that ultimately coming out of the end with the boundaries that you set with yourself and others and the new responsibilities that you take on for yourself and the people around you. If your birthday is between April 8th and April 11th, so here you are again. This is still some of these same people are going to be thrown into this group as well. This is a year that Pluto, the planet of transformation, this is the planet of the year. This is a planet of healing, is going to be squaring, so making a tough aspect with your sun, with your energy, with your direct energy. So this is going to be a year of profound transformation for you. When Pluto makes a square to your sun, this is like a twice in a lifetime type of thing. This is a year where you have the capacity to change aspects of you that you want to see changed. So this is a year where you are the proverbial caterpillar that turns into a butterfly. You may disappear into a cocoon this year. You may have even started doing it last year, but this is a year that it especially happens where you have to hide away to learn how life and the events in your life and the people in your life and everything that is occurring in your outward life disempowers you and how it strengthens you. and where you need to find the balance in between what needs to change. So it's okay for you to withdraw from the world. Okay, you don't have to be the fiery one full of life and excitement and funniness all the time. This is a year where the universe is saying, it's all right, yo. Go ahead. Go to bed, go chill out for a while, and reassess who you are and what you want to change about yourself. This is the year where you have that power to do that. Now, yet again, I'm telling you what, if your birthday is like April 11th, April 10th, 11th, or 12th, man, this is going to be your year. It's going to be a tough year, but this is going to be a huge year for you, because here's yet another one right here, April 5th through April 11th. Here's another one. If this is you, Uranus is also going to be aligning with that birth sun of yours as well. So Uranus, it's the planet that wants to free us and liberate us from things, moving us into our true authentic self, is going to be aligning with your sun, with who you are. The real you emerges as a result of this introspection period. So you realize where you need to be, where you need to break away from, and where you need to break free from. So there may be a little bit of a rebellious streak that pops through as a result, but follow those nudgings, okay? Because the universe is telling you what ultimately has to change, so that the real bright, shining leader of Aries that you are can emerge in the fire. So let's pull a card for you, my friends, and see what the main message is for you for this year of radical healing and profound transformation of 2018 that's ahead. What does Archangel Ariel want you to know? Archangel Ariel is your ruling angel of your sign. She's the angel that helps you manifest. She's the one that helps you bring anything into this life and helps keep your thoughts right so you can bring in what you want and let go of the things you don't. So let's see. I feel like I have to do it 2 more times. Yep. Ooh, isn't this awesome? Isn't this awesome? This is the card 18, the card, the moon. Moon cycles are going to be huge for you this year. This is a year where you're going to find every full moon that there's going to be a lot of extra emotional energy trying to push to the surface the things that you can no longer push back and try to ignore. Really strongly telling me that this is a year you need to go within. Same type of thing like this with the moon. Go within and reflect. Okay, this is a card that indicates that your psychic connection and your spiritual connection are super spot on. All right, you go in to reflect and introspect. Spirit world is right there guiding you and whispering in your ear. And as you do, there's important insights that are coming through that spiritual network that's around you. This is also a card that tells you that you have to, like, with a searchlight, kind of go over those areas that you've let stay kind of hidden in the dark recesses, and you need to shine a light on them and let them come out so they can be healed. A lot of childhood healing that's going to be happening to help you move forward so you can be the right person you need to be now. A lot of it. And releasing those fears that hold you back. That's what this card represents. So for you, my friends, if you want to dig a little bit more into this, look up the card, tarot card, the moon meaning. Google that, and it'll give you tons of information and insight to help you better understand the overall message that your Archangel Ariel is bringing you this year. Moving forward, but it's a wonderful card to have, especially since it's the 18 card, which is the year what we have now. So this is your year in many, many ways. Know that that network is around you, ready to help guide you. So all of my Aries friends, thank you so much for watching. If you want to dig in a little bit more on how this year is affecting you specifically and your chart, there's a link below. Please click on that, and you can take advantage of my $77 2018 special to look at your chart specifically and see where these major areas of transformation are going to be happening for you in this upcoming year. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful year. Bye.